Late Friday night, it was announced that seven-time Pro Bowler Antonio Brown has agreed to a one-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The agreement reunites Brown with Tom Brady. The two men played only one game together in New England, in which Brown caught 4 passes for 54 yards and a touchdown. AB is currently serving an 8-game suspension for multiple violations of the NFL personal conduct policy. He will be eligible to return starting week 9. So, Andrew and Chris, what do you guys think of this move?
Well, I mean, the rich just get richer, right, Chris? I think a lot of people thought that Antonio Brown was going to sign with the Seahawks. Obviously, in the offseason, he was practicing alongside Russell Wilson in offseason workouts. And when the news that came up, everyone thought Seattle was the front runner, was the favorite. And then out of nowhere, Tampa Bay kind of emerges as a front runner. And it's interesting, Chris, because Bruce Arians has been on the record saying that he didn't want to sign Antonio Brown. So a lot of people feel like this is Tom Brady's doing. Obviously, Tom had him in New England last season, really got along, didn't want him to leave, but obviously outside circumstances ultimately prompted the Patriots to release Brown. But again, it feels like Tom Brady went to Arians and went to management and said, hey, we need this guy. Let's get this extra piece. And when you consider that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have been a little bit injured and hampered with injuries starting this season off, it just kind of feels like a nice little insurance policy to have. And again, you can say what you want about what he does outside and off the football field, and that's well documented. But Chris, there's no denying that when he's healthy and he's on the field, he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and he was on his way to becoming one of the best wide receivers of all time had it not been for all the outside drama.
Without a doubt, Andrew, I think that it's a really good insurance policy for Tampa Bay, considering how injured both Evans and Godwin have been, and how ineffective Gronkowski has been as well. I think that Tom Brady clearly saw something in Antonio Brown that who can't see something in Antonio Brown they like on the field. When he was in New England and went to Bruce Arians, I have no doubt about that. What I find interesting, however, is he's going to have to take in this third receiver role. And yes, it's because of off the field issues, but you got to put those away now. I think it's time. All last year, 13 months ago when we were talking about, well, he's on the Raiders and the Raiders cut him, and then he's on the Patriots and then he plays a game and then they cut him. It was right in the middle of everything that was happening. And he was like, is he going to be suspended? Is he going to be kicked out of the league? Is he going what's going to happen? And it was all right in the middle of that. And the Patriots were like, we just can't have this distraction. Now that's not a distraction. It's over, right? And now, not that his personal, whatever goes on in his personal life is not existent anymore, but that immediate things that were threatening suspension that ended up, as Mike said, getting him suspended for 8 games are done. So for me, now it's just put it away and play football. And can Antonio Brown put it away and play football? Because clearly with the Raiders and the Patriots, he couldn't, or he would have stayed with those teams. So now he's got to put it away, be a second, third wide receiver option for the Buccaneers, and help them get to a Super Bowl, which is not out of the question in the NFC right now.
I would say that, Chris, I'm very concerned whether this guy can be a team player. Because, look, Antonio Brown, first of all, his off-the-field stuff, it's not even like, little ticky. It's abhorrent what he does off the field. It's disturbing the way
Absolutely.
that he treats.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So, for me, that's a huge concern. Honestly, I don't really know if he should have been allowed back in the league. They conducted that investigation in 2017 with the sexual misconduct. I guess they didn't find anything that warranted a ban. But I'm very cautious about it. But the other thing is, Antonio Brown was a member of the Steelers and the Patriots, two of the best organizations in football, world-class organizations. And he couldn't work it out with either of them. The fact that this guy could not be, he couldn't follow the Patriot way, which worked for people like Randy Moss and Gronk. And look, the simple fact of the matter is that the Aaron Hernandez, who was a horrible human being, bought into the Patriot way. And Antonio Brown couldn't do that. Aaron Hernandez is a convicted murderer, and he bought into the Patriot way. And so the fact that Antonio Brown can't fit in with the Patriots or the Steelers, who have a great coach in Mike Tomlin. I'm very skeptical of how this is going to work out here in Tampa Bay. Now, you would think that it looks like Antonio Brown has a lot of respect for Tom Brady. Hopefully he gets in his ear. He'll calm down. He'll follow the rules. Bruce Arians, was his offensive coordinator when AB was early in his career in Pittsburgh. So they had that relationship. I know Bruce has said some things that weren't exactly flattering towards AB. So I'm very skeptical. Maybe this will work out. But I'm sorry. I think there's a very high chance that this move, that he's off the Buccaneers by the end of the season, that he's not with the team. I'm very shocked.
I agree with you, Mike. And I think you have to put away the logo here for a second. And I understand what you mean. And you're completely right. He wasn't able to buy into Tomlin, Gruden, and Belichick last year. You have to put away the logo and think that this is the greatest quarterback of all time, plus Bruce Arians. So maybe you'll look at it a little bit differently than just he's going to Tampa Bay. He's going to two guys who are proven veterans and might be able to have the patience for him. But there is undoubtedly reason to be skeptical about his ability to stay on the field for the next 7 or 8 games. But maybe he'll be able to figure it out. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. And if he's able to figure it out and stay on the field, he's no doubt going to be a huge weapon for them.
And I would say this, Mike, that it helps his case when guys like Russell Wilson and Tom Brady are coming out and saying that they want him a part of their franchise, a part of the team, a part of the locker room. If nobody had come out on the record and said, hey, yeah, we want AB here, I don't think AB gets signed, even if he gets cleared by the NFL. I don't think anybody even touches him with a 10-foot pole. But when you got guys like Russell Wilson and Tom Brady, two of the most respected players in the league, coming out and saying, yeah, we want Antonio Brown. We want him here so we can win. I think that boosts his case even further. And I think that's solely the main reason why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ended up giving him a shot. And now he's back in the league.
Yeah, I think, I agree with that, Andrew. I think also that might speak a little bit to the hubris or the pride of Tom Brady and Russell. These guys, maybe they have every right to, in a sense, because of what they've accomplished, especially Brady. They might think a little much of themselves. They might think they can get him under control, but I guess we'll see what happens. So